Good morning, good afternoon, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first video, or the first proper video on this channel, Dark Souls 3. So, this is going to be the first proper gaming video, so let's just jump right in.
Yes, indeed. It is called Lothric, where the transitory lands of the Lords of Cinder converge. In venturing north, the pilgrims discover the truth of the old words. The fire fades, and the lords go without thrones. When the link of fire is threatened, the bell tolls, unearthing the old lords of Cinder from their graves. Aldrich, saint of the deep, Farron's undead legion, the Abyss Watchers. And the reclusive lord of the profaned capital. Yon the Giant. Only in truth, the lords will abandon their thrones. And the unkindled will rise. Nameless, accursed undead, unfit even to be cinder. And so it is that ash seeketh embers.
Right, and there you go, that was the nice little opening cutscene to the game to show you what to expect from Dark Souls 3. But I'm sure quite a few of you know what this game is by now, or at least are familiar enough with the series to know what to expect. But now we get to create a character. Aged, we're gonna go aged, nice and old. Quickly go through these new starting classes. New starting classes? Just the starting classes, they've been the same since the game released. Don't know what I'm talking about. We've got Knight, which is your sort of, I don't know, your average, your good starting class if you don't really know what you want to be. Knight's probably a good way to go. Got Mercenary, which is high dex, as you can see. And it's more good for quick, light, fast attacks with sort of curved swords and lighter weapons and armors and stuff. Got Warrior, the exact opposite of the Mercenary. He's got big heavier armor, big attacks, big health bars, strong tanky builds. Probably what I'm going to go with in this. Herald is sort of a mercenary but faith, so he can use like holy miracles such as healing and such things. Got Thief, high luck, bit decent dex, more focusing on like bleed and backstabs mainly, because I think that dagger does more backstab damage and critical damage. got the assassin, basically another dex build to be honest, but with a bit of magic, so a bit of intelligence. Now we've got the wizard or the sorcerer, which is just a purely magic based build. It's for if you want to go straight into sorcerers, but early game they're alright. Got pyromancer, which is just fire spells, and then cleric, which is a very much holy build, holy miracles, so healing, force, more buff related than anything else. In early game you will definitely not have an offensive holy spell. And then the deprived, the naked man with a plank of wood and a stick. Many people will say, oh well, this is the greatest way to start because you've got flat stats and everything, not too invested, so you can sort of start how you want. But that is a lie. This is the worst starting class. It's got no damage really. So if this is somehow the first game you pick up, even that, although I think every other Dark Souls game has a version of the deprived in it, don't start with this. Don't do it to yourself. I've done it, it's not nice. But for me, we're going to go with warrior. Yeah, warrior. Burial gifts are nice little bonuses you can get from the very beginning of the game, although I think all of these are available at some point going forward. I think the life ring is actually almost immediately available after this. But life ring is just a ring that you wear to increase your overall HP by a small amount. I don't know if it gets better the higher your health naturally is. It could, so it might be great. We've got the Divine Blessing, is a one-time heal all, so it heals status elements like poison and completely fills your health up. We've got the Hidden Blessing, which does the same thing but for your magic bar. So there's a bar in the game just under your health that depletes as you use magic, that completely refills it, but that's also a one-time use. Got the Black Fire Bombs, they're slightly powerful, like medieval hand grenades that I think you get 5 of them, but they're limited and you can get them later. Fire Gem, it's for infusion, so you can make your weapon do a little bit of fire damage. Got Sovereignless Soul, which is a consumable that gives you, well, souls, which is the currency of the game. Rusted Gold Coin, I think increases your luck temporarily. So if you're, say, trying to farm a certain item or something of that nature, Rusted Gold Coins are the way to go to try and get it. Cracked Red Eye Orb and the Young White Branch are both sort of PvP items. Cracked Red Eye Orb allows you to invade other worlds, and the Young White Branch allows you to mimic the world around you. It's not just for PvP, but that's the only time I've ever seen it used. So that's all of those, but for me, I think we're going to go Sovereignless Soul to start with. Oh, and now we get to the face presets. And just look at them. Aren't they gorgeous? Jesus. He's paler than every British person. But I think to start off with, we're going to go with the squintiest. Swamp Outcast. Appearance, age, voice doesn't really matter. No, let's just get to the face, the thing that everyone enjoys most. So I think I'll cut here and I'll show you what it's like when we come back. And we're back, and as you can see, I'm not showing the face yet because the face is something special. And oh, it's an interesting face. It's like Shrek meets Lovecraft. I don't know. That's a prominent chin. Looks like a bloody ironing board. Anyway, but yes, this is what shall we name this creature? It looks so dumb with the helmet on. This is Shrunk. Oh yes, this is Shrunk indeed. That's a Shrunk face right there. Right, let's get into it. and here we are in Shrunk's swamp. Right, and let's just get right into it. Welcome to Dark Souls 3. If you're wondering why I'm playing this sort of out of order to how you probably think I would be, going from Dark Souls 1 to 2 to 3, it's simply because I've played this one more. I'm more familiar with this one than any of the series. I have played them all to varying degrees. I think Dark Souls 2 is probably the one I've played the least, as it's not a bad game, but I just don't quite think it holds up to the other two. Most certainly not to the legacy that I think Dark Souls 1 sort of created. But that's just my opinion. I will definitely be covering it eventually, though, probably after I've finished this one at some point. Right. So yes, I'm quite familiar with this game, so there's not going to be as much sort of randomness to this because I'm very familiar with it. So, and yes, now we've got this giant crystally beast. It's, I think, quite a good sort of tutorial entity, although you're not really meant to fight this your first playthrough, because it hits quite hard and it's just quite awkward. It's got a really weird moveset, I think. It definitely kicked my ass quite a lot when I first played this, but like I say, I've played this a lot, so I'm a little bit more capable, I think, than I was back then. Can we get the... No, can't get the critical hit off. I think I might die. I'm definitely going to die. Oh. Ooh, by the skin of my teeth I survived that. Ooh, that was close. Ooh. Anyone else's heart beating? Ooh. But, no. Shrunk don't care. Shrunk is the master of these here swamps. He does not fear no beast. Although I do. That nearly killed me. I should not have got that close to death. But we continue, we push on. Ooh, let's try get a backstab. Doesn't know we're here. Shrunk is the sneakiest boy. Good big slap in the back. Oh, and let's continue on. And here we go. The first bonfire of the game. Bonfires are effectively checkpoints. Checkpoints, you restore all your items, all your health, but enemies do respawn also. A lot of these enemies are quite easy one-shot kills at this point because they're meant to be. They're tutorial effectively. Because that's all this is at the minute. It's the tutorial for the game. Nice plunge, big strong swipe. Right, and this is the first proper tutorial boss. So you can see, massive open area. Very, very common in Dark Souls games for bosses. If you walk into an area like this, probably going to be a boss. But to activate this boss, we have got to remove the sword from his chest. Makes no sense why doing a good thing means get boss, but it's a Souls game, so nothing really makes sense. He's going to wipe before he gets up. And this is Index Gundyr, or Udex Gundyr. I've seen it pronounced both ways and I don't really know which it is. But yes, he is the tutorial boss, the gatekeeper for the game. You can beat him. Continue if you can't. Well, try it again, I say. Ow. Forgot that attack. This is Big Black Goo Snake Gundyr. also a good sort of demonstration of bosses aren't always what they seem. Some of them have weird goo hidden inside them that retreats very quickly upon death. But yes, that's the tutorial boss. I've probably made that look far easier than it ever was the first time. But as I've already said, I have played this game a bit. So Ryan's bad at games. Ryan's half decent at this one, I guess. But I'm sure that won't be the same. That tutorial boss is quite easy. Later bosses I'm sure will die, and die some more. Oh, right. But let us continue on. Ugh. Didn't even have to use any of the extras. Aren't I great? It's gonna be a completely deathless run. Ow. Ow. No deaths at all through the entire playthrough. Gonna complete it all without death. And if you believe that, you'll believe anything. But before we go into this massive Colosseum place, so let's just go up here and see. Let's see who might be hiding up here. Oh, look, who's this lovely fine fella with a katana? This old man with a sword and no clothes is the sword master, I think. And he is a very hard NPC to kill. As you can see, he's got quite a lot of health considering he's got no armor. And he's killed me, I think, more times than that first boss ever has. Because he's in a weird area, got quite a powerful sword. Jesus. Well, he's done more damage to me than the boss did. But shrunk prevails. And down he goes. And we steal his clothes and his sword. That Uchi Katana, really good dex weapon, but we'll probably not get to see it in this playthrough. And, oh, it's kind of just spoiled where we are. I didn't realise that pops up if you walk so close to that. Oh well. But yes, if you've played Dark Souls 1 before, this is Firelink Shrine. We'll see that more apparently in a moment when we see the title. What's that sound? Oh. Trunk's trying to get to Firelink, leave him be. But yes, this... It's not going to pop up now. Not. This is Firelink Shrine, the main hub area of the game. And like I say, if you're familiar with Dark Souls 1, I think that's the only other game it's appeared in. I don't think it's in number 2. This is the main hub area from that as well, albeit a few, I think, 1,000 years in the future or in the past. I don't really know. Time's a bit weird in Dark Souls. And sheath our sword. If your sword burns like that when you sheath it, probably see a doctor. I think that's the best advice I can give you. And who's this? Who's this lovely fine lady?
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one. I am a firekeeper. I tend to the flame, and tend to thee. The lords have left their thrones, and must be delivered to them. To this end, I am at thy side.
Right. And yes, this is the Firekeeper.
Well, then
She allows you to level up and make yourself stronger. And if you notice there, she also told us what the main goal of this game is. We've got to deliver 4 Lords of Cinder to these empty thrones. Shrunk, the Uber driver, as it were. We've got a lovely merchant, an old lady, I think. And she allows you to purchase many items, most of which aren't really useful at the moment. But yeah, her inventory does get bigger though, as you extend through the game. And this fine fellow, who's hammering a completely stone-cold steel sword, is Andre, the blacksmith. If you recognise him, it's probably because he's in Dark Souls 1 and somehow has survived a few thousand years until present day, or present day of Dark Souls 3.
Well, A newcomer, I see. I am Andre. I serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons. You're in search of the Lords of Cinder, I trust. A toilsome journey, I'd wager. You'll require good arms. Let me smith you weapons. I am a smith, such is my purpose.
And yes, blacksmith Andre. He will upgrade weapons, infuse them, so give them elemental damage. I don't have anything to do that with. Repair it, but I haven't really damaged anything. Allot my Estus, which I'm going to do. Reinforce Estus. Level up your Estus flask so it does, it does more damage, heals more.
Pretty be careful.
And yeah, I think that's round about it for Firelink. There are a few other NPCs dotted about, as you can see, but we'll talk to them if and when we need them. So I think that's round about it. So, yeah. If you did enjoy this, found it funny, interesting, hilarious, dumb, or anything like that, do me a massive favour. Hit like, hit subscribe, leave me a nice little comment down below, and ring that notification bell so you always see a video from me when they come out. And peace.